It is always nice to go out to a fancy restaurant for Valentine's Day, but sometimes that is just not in the cards. So I'm gonna show you how to make a romantic Valentine's Day dinner for two at home. If you take the kids, I will cook for you.
Come here, bud.
Thank you. All right. You can do whatever you want. We are making engagement chicken pasta today. This recipe is so delicious. It's pasta in a cream sauce, but super simple to make, one ingredient cream sauce. We're gonna cook everything in one pan, combine it together, toss it and serve, and everyone loves it. So let's get started. So I have a 10-inch skillet and I'm gonna turn on medium-high heat. We're gonna add 4 tablespoons of butter, that's half a stick. It's kind of a lot, but it's Valentine's Day. And once this melts, I'm gonna add 10 ounces of sliced mushrooms. Go ahead and buy them already sliced. It's super easy that way. Okay, the sliced mushrooms go into the skillet. And then we're gonna add some dried thyme. You can absolutely use fresh if you have it, but dried is just fine, a teaspoon. Sprinkle it over the mushrooms. And then I want you to stir the mushrooms so that they're mostly in a single layer, and then leave them alone. Let them get brown and crispy. Meanwhile, I have a bunch of water coming to a boil to cook our pasta. Okay, my mushrooms are nice and golden brown on both sides. They're almost crispy. That brings so much flavor to this dish. Do not skip that part. So take them out of the pan. You're gonna leave the butter behind in the pan. My pan is still screaming hot. I'm gonna turn it down a little because we're gonna cook our chicken. So salt and pepper, 2 thin chicken breasts. I typically buy chicken cutlets without the rib meat just because they're thinner and they're a more even thickness so they cook evenly. Okay, I'm gonna add a little olive oil to give them something to cook in. And let them sear on the first side until golden brown and then flip them. While the chicken cooks, I'm gonna drop our pasta into the water. This is 6 ounces of spaghetti. I'm gonna flip my chicken to the second side. It should be nice and golden brown. When it releases from the pan, it's ready to flip. My chicken is golden brown on both sides. Yeah. I'm gonna remove it and let it rest before we slice it. I'm gonna turn off the heat on my pan, and then I'm gonna pour in half a cup of a dry white wine, anything you like to drink, because we're only using a half a cup. So you can drink the rest of it with your dinner. Okay, let the wine come up to a bubble. It'll help scrape up all the flavor bits on the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna pour this over our cream cheese. So we're gonna melt the cream cheese and turn it into our pasta sauce. All right, it's time to drain my pasta. Now we're gonna add our hot pasta to our bowl with our cream cheese and hot wine. And then we're gonna start tossing. And this is going to melt the cream cheese, and the cream cheese coats all of the noodles and makes the most delicious cream sauce. The one thing about this recipe though is you need to eat it right away. Once it cools off to room temperature, the cream cheese goes back to a solid state and it's not as creamy and delicious. So make this right before you're ready to eat. Oh, it's so creamy. And the smell of wine and thyme and mushrooms and cream sauce, ooh. I could eat this any day of the week. So let's add our mushrooms back in. Give those a toss. Slice our chicken breasts. I like to slice them kind of on an angle and then fan them out over each pasta bowl. They just look so pretty that way. And it is Valentine's Day, so we're all about pretty food on Valentine's Day. Let's plate up this delicious, rich, creamy pasta. Oh my goodness. So the reason this dish is called engagement chicken pasta, it's after Ina Garten's recipe for engagement chicken. She says the chicken is so delicious that you might get a proposal after you make it. Well, that's how I feel about this pasta dish. Show anybody that you can make this, and you might get a ring. Who knows? And then we're gonna scoop some chicken breasts on each bowl. And then I like to garnish it with a little bit of fresh thyme. It's time to dig in. I love this pasta so much. You have not had pasta until you've had pasta coated in melted cream cheese and white wine sauce. You have to make this recipe for engagement chicken pasta. And if you get a proposal, tell me, I want to hear about it. For the full recipe, visit dessertfor2.com. Brian, it's ready, come get it.